Misinformation is also spreading, just as Facebook has decided to stop fact-checking and go to community notes, I guess they're calling it. Donie O'Sullivan takes a look at some of the misinformation that's out there right now.
California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things.
Mel Gibson on Fox News Primetime after losing his home in the California fires.
And then in the events like this, you sort of look, well, is it on purpose? Which, it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be, you know? I don't know. Do they want the state empty? I don't know.
Conspiracy theories spreading like wildfire.
This is an obvious land grab. They get them out of their homes this way, and then they can build whatever they want to build.
From the common refrain that it's all part of a government plot.
This is siege by design.
To suspected AI-generated video and images falsely showing the fires approaching the iconic Hollywood sign. Fact-checkers working for Meta have been debunking some of the misinformation on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey everyone.
But last week, Mark Zuckerberg announced this.
We're going to get rid of fact-checkers and replace them with community notes.
Replacing fact-checkers with community notes, a form of crowdsourced fact-checking that is used on X. But critics say Zuckerberg shouldn't be trying to emulate X, pointing to viral misinformation on that platform that goes unchecked. Like this post, viewed almost 500,000 times, baselessly claiming DARPA, a wing of the Department of Defense, started the fires.
I'm here with the fire command team at the Palisades fire.
Indeed, X's owner, Elon Musk, has spent the last week elevating conspiracy theories about the fires.
What about water availability?
Responding to a post from disgraced conspiracy theorist Alex Jones that the fires are part of a globalist plot, Musk responded, true.
And Donie O'Sullivan joins us now. In a situation like this, I mean, it always happens, but it seems particularly acute right now.
Absolutely. And look, one of the big issues, particularly which we saw last year with hurricanes Helene and Milton, and also before that the Maui wildfires, is that a lot of this misinformation makes people who need support from government agencies, whether it be local agencies or FEMA, distrust. That's something we particularly saw after the hurricanes. We're seeing less of that here right now, but what we are seeing is, and of course, look, there is a political debate to be had about the policies here in California, but it has gone beyond that. We have seen the president-elect coming in with just straight-up false claims about policies here. And then, of course, Elon Musk, the owner of X, as you saw in that piece there, engaging with really wild conspiracy theories in terms of that this is a planned event. It's not. But also then really leaning into this sort of culture war stuff about DEI, diversity and inclusion policies and everything else like that. So it's really just a pretty toxic stew online right now. And on top of that, we're seeing changes at Meta coming soon with removing these fact checkers.
Yeah, Donie O'Sullivan, thanks very much.
Captain Eric Scott. He is the Public Information Officer for the Los Angeles Fire Department. And Captain, it's great to have you back. Obviously, you've been joining us in these touch-and-go situations. I know y'all are very busy, so you're joining us on the phone tonight. We've been talking about these red flag warnings that are now in place through Wednesday evening. What is your biggest concern about that tonight?
The wind is king. It always has been, and we saw it be so devastating last week, Tuesday and Wednesday. So we've been getting breaks, and then she comes back, and it's been very difficult. So the area of major concern for the Palisades burn perimeter remains the northeast area and Mandeville Canyon. It's a lot of homes, very narrow hairpin turns that we had to proactively enact parking restrictions to keep vehicles out of areas that turn to choke points in case there's additional evacuations. But right now we got a lot of firefighters lined up there, and our air assets are continuing to do a wonderful job.
Yeah, I mean, we are looking at live pictures right now in LA. This is from KCAL and KCBS. You're showing firefighters trying to contain a fire. I mean, you can see how close it is to a neighborhood on this map as we're looking at this. Mm-hmm. The biggest concern we've heard is new fires starting as a result of this warning, but this particularly dangerous situation warning that is so rare. If they do, are you prepared for that?
Yes, we've battled these PDS incidents in the past, particularly dangerous situations, but they are significant. We take them very seriously. So we have a ton of resources here, over 5,000 firefighters that remain on scene, and we have over 40 helicopters that are assigned. We have a very large contingency of fixed wing, including C-130s from National Guard that's here, very large DC-10. So some of these will drop water on target hazards to protect property. Others will be more defensive and drop retardant to stop the flames at what we call the 3 R's, the roads, rivers, and ridges. So they're doing a wonderful job, and we continue to expect night operations to continue.
Are you worried that the winds could get so bad, though, that those aerial flights have to stop again, which was, of course, the issue at the beginning of these fires?
Yeah, that's more of a worst case scenario. If that happens, it makes so much more difficult to stop the flame front. So I was talking to our chief pilots today, and some of the thresholds are around 40 miles per hour. But at the ridges, it could be cut even in half. It's really up to the discretion of the chief pilot. The main thing on their mind is safety, of course, safety for their members. If that aircraft goes down, now you have loss of life and it can't do anything. Plus, if the wind is so significant, the water dropping out of the bottom is vaporized, the target's not hit. So we have to consider that. But right now, again, we're really proud to say that boots are on the ground and the birds are in the air.
Yeah, I mean, it's just remarkable what we're looking at now to see how close these firefighters are to this fire. This is in Riverside, California, that we're watching right now. I mean, and obviously dealing with a lot of the brush there and vegetation. I mean, one, this is just amazing to watch. I know we've expressed, I mean, they have chainsaws in their hands as they are cutting down these trees as we're watching this. You know, as we look at this, and I was just talking to Aaron about the investigations underway into the origins of this, the ATF is actually taking the lead in figuring out what caused the Palisades fire. From your experience, do you think it was caused by humans, or what is do you have a hunch as you're looking at this?
If I were betting, yes. You know, many people are surprised to learn that over 90% of wildfires are caused by us humans. And I think that's really important to sit and think about for a minute, because one less sparks, one less wildfire, we need to be cognizant of that. This is right near Mandeville Canyon right now. A few years past, we had a well-intentioned individual performing proper brush clearance. They used a weed whacker, hot exhaust, put down on light, flashy fuel like grass, and it took off. They couldn't catch it. So people need to think, if you're going to do that, not be doing that during windy time periods. And when it calms down, of course, have an extinguishing agent, 911 cell phone to call if needed.
And as we look at this, I mean, it's really just remarkable to watch this effort and what this looks like, and just how much they are putting their lives in harm's way, trying to contain this, trying to put it out. You know, we reported on Friday that the LA Fire Chief, Kristen Crowley, had met with the Mayor, Karen Bass. They had been kind of publicly contradicting, not kind of, they were publicly contradicting each other on, you know, budget cuts and if they affected the response here. Do you, when from what you've heard from with your colleagues, is the Mayor and the Fire Chief, are they on the same page now from your understanding?
You know, I think they're going to continue to talk about that behind closed doors. It's safe to say that the LAFD is facing significant challenges due to previous budget cuts. Chief Crowley has been on statement to say 3 things repeatedly. We're underfunded, we're understaffed, we're under-resourced. And it makes it a real strain on our resources. It limits the ability to expand operations, to modernize. You know, Los Angeles you got 4 million people that live, work, and play here. So there's a lot going on. Us firefighters, we're not asking for a raise in money. We just want to be fully funded to do the best job we can for those we serve. We live in this city. The incident commander of this lived and works in Pacific Palisades. We're holding the hands of the people who are shedding the tears, who, hey, that's where I got married. That's where my kids go to school. We just want the team, the tools, the training to do our job. No politics. Firefighters just want to do a good job.
Yeah, we're watching them do a great job right now, and just amazing, heroic work. Captain Eric Scott, as you know, please pass along our gratitude. Thank you for taking the time to join us tonight as well.